monks and monks, it's your host with the ghost, N.R Slotin, also known as Solomon. I use he, him pronouns. Also, let me. Oh, fuck's sake. Okay. Anyways, let me go back to that. Sorry. Anyways, I use he, him pronouns. The rules of uh, the live, no bigotry, and no flirting. If so, I will shame you and block you. Anyways, we will be painting. There's opera music in the background. But we will be painting a young man from Gaza named Yosef. And he will be the model for my character, Era, the Babylonian god of war, death, and disease. A rather dark subject, I know, but the thing is, I was looking for, like, a model for this painting, and Yosef's face would not get out of my mind because I saw a video of him looking in the mirror, and I'm like, it was like a motivational video, and it was very sweet, and he was looking in the mirror. I'm like, God, I couldn't stop thinking about it, so I had to use them, and it's yeah, and also, you know, he's an activist, and so he's been helping people get homes, food, he's been helping children, and for me, studying ancient Iraq, Mesopotamian literature, and mythology has been, even in the darkest moments, has been the most comforting. And so Yosef has been doing the same thing, and so I thought it was a perfect subject for using him as a model, and he approves of it, so it's cool. I play music right now. I'm playing opera music. It's an opera day. Normally I play heavy metal and thrash metal. But today I kind of feel like classical music. I've talked about, like, my love for classical music. I was listening to Winteries. Hopefully someone will join. If this is a bus, then I'll have one later this evening because everyone's home. Hi, number one. Later in the evening. I hope you like opera music. I also, like, sing for, like, humanitarian rights. Be it African American, immigrants, queer people, the women in Afghanistan and Palestine. And so I know I'm not pronouncing Palestine right. I just figured out kind of how to pronounce Gaza. I know it's different in Arabic than, say, English. And so I know it's also Palestina, which sounds actually a little Spanish, which is cute. So I'm always trying to learn the proper pronunciations of countries. Like, I also just learned that it was Afghanistan. Hi, what are you painting? A young man from Gaza, named Yosef, as the Babylonian god Era. How's everyone doing? Do you guys like opera music? That is what we're playing today. The thing is, I'm really interested in the Middle East. I just finished kind of studying the Italian Renaissance, and so I wanted a new subject. Excellent work, thank you. Mashallah. Where is my favorite paints? One of my favorite paints is right here. How long have you been painting? For 6 years, I think. I always liked watercolors, but I really got into it in the pandemic. I'm trying to find the best paints I have. I found it. Okay. This green. See, that's the best paint I have right now. I used to paint with a lot of blues and pinks, but I've been kind of depleted. I need new art supplies, and so I'll probably get that eventually in 2 weeks, aka my birthday, so... I'm like, I'll get new art supplies in 2 weeks' time, most likely. So that's gonna be fun. I didn't really like painting with green. Like, Verdaccio was kind of too much of a high standard for watercolors, which is transparent. And Verdaccio is the underlayer of a painting. Quite often, there's also, burnt ember, I think, like a brown color. It's not ember, but mahogany. It's like one of those brown tones. I'm not getting it right, but it's a brown tone, and that's also used like Caravaggio used it. And then there's like Da Vinci who uses, and same with Vermeer who use the color green for their underpaintings, and that was annoying. So because it would just turn green, the tans of the skins would turn green. So I'm like, throw that out there. And so I haven't used green in a very long time because I was frustrated. And so now I'm coming back to using the color green. I really like studying art history. All around me is like different paintings. You can see the Mona Lisa's hand. Thank you. My room, despite dressing like a punk rocker, in punk style, I all around my room there's no like band paintings or not band posters. I mean, there's only classical prints of paintings. He has a very thin line of his mustache. Let me go pull up my reference. It's just, I've been more into like dark academia for a very long time, and so my room is more dark academia. This is the reference I'm working on. This is Yosef. He's very handsome. This canvas has been through absolutely everything. I swear to God. It's been through it all. Originally, this canvas, what was this canvas for? Oh my God. Okay. I believe it was like one of the characters from my story named Bitu was on this canvas, if I remember correctly. No, it was another canvas, but this was, it was Bitu, and then it was Era, and then it was Lilith, or Lilau and Akkadian, and it's back to being Era. This painting has been through so much. Oh my God. What are you painting? Era, Babylonian god. And my model is a boy named Yosef from Gaza. This canvas has been through so much. Oh my goodness. And originally the painting, because originally the scene, Bitu was getting, oh my lord. This canvas has been through so much, but with the one of the second renditions of Era, I was thinking of him getting out of his bed, but then that wasn't heroic enough, and so I'm like, there's a scene in my story, this epic poem I'm reading, where he goes out into the mortal world and causes havoc, right? And so that was like a very triumphant, heroic scene. And so I'm like, you know what? I might as well paint that. I don't really like idle painting. I do portraits. It's just, I prefer like intense anatomy scenes because that shows off my skill as a painter and makes me study the human form and get better at painting than it would be if I just did a face. Another thing. Yeah. So that's why if my speech is a little weird, it's just because I'm really nervous. It's been like a week since I did, a live. I'm like, oh, people are here already. That's what's shocking me. Like, people are here already? Oh my goodness. My hair's in my way. This stream has been very chaotic because it started off with me almost dropping my iPad, which I'm filming on. You guys, question, do you guys want, because I want to be an opera singer, I've mentioned this throughout my life, do you guys want to hear me actually try to sing opera? Because, like, I'll be singing folk songs and spirituals, but I never actually showed the opera, and I'm so scared that I'm delusional and I don't actually sound how good I think I sound, and part of me wants to test this out by actually trying to sing opera on live, but I'm not sure if you guys want, say yes if you want to hear me try to attempt to sing opera. I'm also very good at pronouncing German, which I'm listening to German music right now. So, anyone wants me to try to sing opera, I will. one person. How are you doing, number one? I hope you're well. I need to make his collarbones even. Hello, number two people. How you doing? You have any questions about what I'm painting? How I got into painting? Art history. I love to talk about that. I have classical music playing. Franz Schubert's Winteries. Okay. Oh, his mustache is complicated. Hold on. Let me work on his mustache. I didn't realize what I was doing was wrong. Hold on. Okay. This is gonna be a fun challenge. Is it slightly uneven? Because it's not like a perfect handle mustache. And I think that's fine because he is young, you know. And besides the point, I don't expect, like, he's in a hard situation. He can be a little scruffy. It's okay. I have so many thoughts on politics. You know, I realize that without colonialism, that, like, no one, the Middle East wouldn't be as hated or distrusted in the West, definitely in America, if there was no colonialism, that wouldn't probably happen. I mean, war always exists, and you have good and bad leaders no matter what, but that hatred and the wars and the poverty and all the land disputes and the lack of this would happen because British colonialism and American colonialism kind of rape the system in their own benefits, taking resources and oppressing people, and fighting back against that, and the bitterness makes complete sense. I mean, and now everyone's suffering. The people of the Middle East are suffering, and it's just not good. And it's all our fault, honestly. It really is. And so. And there's more to it. Because, like, 100 years, Palestine has been fighting against Israel for Palestinian freedom. I need to do more research on that. Of course, I'm pro-Palestine because, it's human decency to be pro-Palestinian. Like, that's what it is, If you have a heart and a brain and a soul, then I see why not. Those are human beings suffering. And there's heroes like Yosef who, fight against the oppression and try to really bring the dignity of his people back, and I really admire that. And I hope not. I don't sound, ingenuous, like I'm doing this cloud. I'm not doing this cloud. These thoughts have been with me for a very long time, and I've been following Yosef for a very long time. Has anyone said anything? Like, I don't have financial independence to donate to any of the causes in Gaza, Palestine, but, art is political, so. I don't know if I should speak out about, like, all horrors that are in Palestine that the Israeli government and soldiers have done. Part of me wants to stay, like, whenever I see something online and it's so horrific, part of me just doesn't want to see it because I still have a stomach, you know, and it's like no one really wants to hear it, but then there's also my objective of I'm a creator online and I have a responsibility to take care of humanity, it seems, and to spread the word so people can find them and help people in need. So it's a constant battle between I don't want to hear anything and I need to spread the news. Because it gets so much and everyone's so exhausted. And you know what? It's not the Palestinians people's fault that they're in the situation where they have to come out. And then all the news reports about like how babies are dying. Like, no, that's not their fault. I think anyone in their situation would be begging and the numbers would be rising and all the horror stories of what's going on. I don't blame them. I just wish we didn't live in a world where that was needed. Or spoken about where Palestine could be just a normal country. Nothing bad would be happening. Like I can't even imagine the trauma that people like endure seeing like it can't there was one woman they got a warning that missiles and bombs were going to go off. Immediately they did, and she was cut in half, and her baby's head like exploded. And her uncle saw that, and I'm like, I can't even. I mean, I write gore. It's just a thing of writing. I write about war, and I read about war. You know, I like violent video games. But that itself, like, I can't imagine the pain and horror. Like, what can I do? I mean, I can sing and I can paint, but I just feel like it's never not enough. Like, and and I exhaust people who I talk to because I'm so adamant about this, and I'm like, I just want to help. And it doesn't even matter that I want to help because I'm a minority myself, but it's just because I want to help because these are human beings. Of course, I didn't know about this earlier. I was a child for so much a part of my life, so it's even more shocking to hear about this. And as a kid, and I don't know if it's just other Jewish kids, but it was kind of an idea. Like I remember reading the Albert Einstein book as a kid, and it was just like who was Albert Einstein? It was like Israel was a haven for Jews, and so you're like, oh, I'm Jewish, so I should like Israel because that's a haven. He was in the 40s after the World War II. Um, However, there was immigration and pushing out Palestinians even in modern times, in like the 80s, I think. People were being displaced, and women have still their keys of their houses wanting to return back home. And so I didn't know that till like really these 2 past years. And I guess I captured the feeling of that shock even for myself because there's a biblical guy. He's also a real dude named Balthazar who drank from the vessels of God and got smited. And I kind of felt like that, or I betrayed God because I turned my back against Israel. But you know, whatever. There's no God when there is cruelty. God is so beyond. Like I wouldn't say I'm that religious, but I grew up with religion enough for me to speak about it, and I studied theology and study saints because of classical paintings. Because there's so many. Like I got into like researching biblical. Like I don't read the Bible, but I study like biblical characters because there's always a painting with someone from the Bible, if that makes sense. And so, also, thank you, Mia Memando 5. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's okay when someone says Jesus loves me. It means it's really sweet. Like the thing is, I might be an agnostic or whatever, but like I don't hate God, and I don't. And whenever people are actually genuinely sweet about Jesus Christ, I'm fine with it. Like because you more like remind me of the sweet older women that I know in my life. You're like genuinely a good person and follow his teachings of love thy neighbor, then I'm fine with it, you know? I have the reason why I'd be more I said this earlier, the reason why I'd be more comfortable in mosques than a church or a synagogue is because I've never been hurt by a Muslim person before, and like I've been in churches and they always weird me out, and when I went to a synagogue years ago, like for the first real time, and honestly, it was okay. Like I think I was just 11. I was 11 years old and I was bored out of my mind, so I didn't really understand what was happening. Like, so I didn't really connect with it. I just didn't understand what was going on. I just remember hearing about what was his name? The Lot in the Pillar of Salt. And so that's like the reason. But like I've never like I feel like I would be more chill in a mosque. Because it would be a completely new experience. And I find the Arabic language very comforting. And so, you know. Okay, I got it. So, like, I mean, there's probably good churches. The churches nearby are they kind of make me really uncomfortable because I went there to two churches and it's no. My issue with pastor, it really comes down to the pastor. My issue is that they don't talk like a normal person. Like, please, if I was like a religious figure, I'd be using slang. There is no way that I wouldn't like talk. It makes me. I'm like, just please, for the love of God, I know you were a normal person before this. Please. I also don't believe in hell. One of the churches did, like, believe in hell, and I'm like, I don't believe in hell because a loving God doesn't, because if God's supposed to be a father, a loving father doesn't beat his children. I'm just saying. And the Jewish, depends on the person and the family, they either believe in hell or they don't. My family doesn't. But I do like I heard, apparently, the hell in Judaism, Gehenna, it's spelled almost the same as Gehenna, but for this, it's more like a purification thing where you go in and then you're redeemed, and that's a really sweet idea. I genuinely love that. And I talked to some kids at my school about religion, and that's kind of a common belief, even though they're not Jewish. I think it's more of a kinder thing. I think if hell is a thing, it's more of a redeemer than anything else. It's sweet. I like that better than Hellfire and Brimstone. And I read Dante, and I read religious sources. I mean, I read Savonarola for like an entire year, and so it was like, what did that messed up monk say? It's like 10,000, 20,000, whatever, 1,000, 10,000, 100, and 10,000 will go to hell. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? Please stop. It was ridiculous. It was insane. I have so many thoughts on religion. I'm not here to preach. I'm just really, a lot of this cycles through my head on like a daily basis. and I like talking about it on stream because it's more like a stream. These streams are more like video diaries than anything else, and it's fun to hear people respond to them than anything else. And so, like, I'm not here to preach. I'm just here because I need like get my thoughts out. And so Tuesdays and Fridays when I stream. I feel like saying the thing is I just worry that I sound like I'm preaching. Like that's one of my biggest fears. And so whenever I sing spirituals, part of me worries. I just really like them. I like studying American folk music, and so that's a huge part of like my favorite spiritual currently has to be Dry Bones. I don't know why it's so poetic and it wants to make it's generally a tearjerker. It's such a beautiful song. And so the thing is, I started studying European classical music, and I would consider, since Scott Joplin is considered classical music, I would think spirituals are, because not only they're old mostly, but the operatic qualities of the singer just can be outstanding. Classical music is a huge genre. Everyone thinks of like Beethoven, Haydn, and Mozart, but even like listen to Chopin. But I would even say Arab music from Saudi Arabia and Iraq and Lebanon would be classical music. Definitely when they have orchestras to them. And so, yeah. And Algiers. I need to listen more Algerian music. Like, even Peter Pringle, who sings like Babylonian music, or like recreates it based off the instruments and the text, and it's improv. I still feel like his operatic quality makes it classical music. Yeah. Someone said Metallic's not classical music. Yes, it's not. But I feel like depends on the heavy metal. Like, you have to say, like, genuinely, I think a lot of things could fall under the opera genre more so than classical, but since they use classical music inspiration, definitely in Puppet Masters, there's a part of the lyrics that's like, Master, 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 Master of Puppets! And so there's a thing in Tchaikovsky, in one of his symphonies, I want to say it's the second one, or the fifth, where like the trumpets go boom, 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 and then you get the orchestra, and that's the same thing. And Rob Halford is so operatic at times. Sometimes I think it's digital, but it is genuinely impressive. And I think by the time in 100 years, I would hope someone considers heavy metal or thrash metal as a form of classical music. Like Elton John uses the piano. He's not thrash metal or whatever, but he still is a pianist. And the same goes for another amazing pianist is Nina Simone. I think that's her name. She's her genre. People are like, she's like Bach. I'm like, yeah, she is like Bach. She's also kind of like Chopin and Scriabin, and so I would put her in the classical music canon if I could. Is anyone? Oh, you want me to sing something? Okay. All right. You guys want opera? Oh, I need a... I'm sorry, I'm so locked into this painting. I can go hours on painting. This painting has taken me... Bigger canvases, it used to be really quick, like in a week or a couple days, but now I'm taking my time. I need to find a good song. I would love singing Dry Bones. Oh, let me go sing Dry Bones. I'll sing opera eventually, but Dry Bones. And I'm not religious. It's just like the spiritual's so fucking good. And I know I'm not supposed to curse because my family watches me on YouTube, but I'm like, whatever. I'm 18. I can do whatever I want. I'm like, 165. When the Lord came and took him back to heaven alive. I saw a light from heaven shining all around. I saw a light from earth shining. I saw a light come down. And I'm in prison, and prison walls come down. Prison keeper shouted, redeeming love I found. I saw a light from heaven shining all around. I saw a light shining. I saw a light come down. And moved all that burning bush, walking around. Lord, fed on Moses, you to holy ground. I saw a light from heaven shining all around. I saw a light shining. I saw a light come down. I don't see my valley. I'm alone. Right here in the dumb guitar. I saw a light in heaven shining all around. I saw a light shining. I saw a light come down. Adam in the garden, I got some more tree. He lit up, so you tempted me. I saw a light from heaven shining all around. I saw a light shining. I saw a light come down. Oh my god, I hope you guys like that. Oh, Abby shaves a mole in the ground. Hello! Hi. Hey, your username's in Arabic. What does it mean, brother? How y'all doing? How's my Arabic speakers doing? Hello. Hi. Do you speak Arabic? Hello. Would you like to teach me some greetings? I've been trying to learn. I'm like the slowest pacing learner of Arabic ever. Like I know some Islamic sayings, like mashallah and alhamdulillah, but I'm like inshallah. But I need al-akbar and al-kirdan. I need to learn actually how to greet people. I generally need to learn how to say hi and your name. Like I heard it yesterday and then I forgot. And I'm like, I'm the slowest person to learn Arabic that you've ever seen. It's like, it's a snail's pace. It's not even a snail. It has to be slower than a snail because, like, I know I should learn definitely Iraqi Arabic because I'm writing a story in Iraq. I know it's like ancient Mesopotamia, but it's still in Iraq. Okay. I'm like, oh my god, speaking of Arabic, I was watching a new telenovela on Instagram, right? And oh my goodness, it's called like Another Pulse, and my favorite actor, Alexander Loom, plays the main character. And I was fully invested. I had no idea what they were saying, but just seeing him, I like was locked in, and they ended the season on like episode 8, and I was like, why? And I'm like, why did you end it so early? And it's essentially a telenovela, but it's one of the funniest things I've watched because I am not used to telenovelas at all. And, like, Ulum was playing, and funny enough, I'm painting my model's name Yosef, but he was playing, Alexander Ulum was playing a character named Yosef, and he kept fainting and like crashing out. And I know it's a, like, I know from what I've guessed, the show is about a traumatized Iraqi soldier, and it's but he kept fainting and crashing out and having fights, and it was never not the funniest thing ever, because I've studied classical literature, and the amount of people fainting and crashing out is phenomenal. And so seeing this, I'm like, no, you're better. Don't be like the people that I study and the literature that I read. I'm like, please don't faint. He fainted like twice, and he almost fainted again. And I'm like, maybe it's just the Iraqi summer heat, or just them trying to be dramatic. They might have just nerfed him because he is such a handsome man. They couldn't make him like that powerful as an actor. So I like Ulum. My only issue with him is that he's a young actor and he's new to acting. But my only issue is that he kind of cakes things on. He makes them a little too dramatic, and I'm like, that's fine and all. But I have hope that his acting will get more subtle more he works. And maybe it's just, the dialogue he's getting and the genre. And I can't fully hate on him. I've done acting before, and I kind of cake things on. And that's just, again, because I'm such a new actor. So, like, I can't, like, fully hate on Ulum. It's just really funny as a person who reads people, like, fainting quite often. I'm like, okay, he pulled a Dante, he pulled a Sappho, he pulled a Savonarola, who also faints, who I wouldn't think would faint, but he does. He doesn't cry, though. I've never seen that man cry. So, the book Lent is so invalid for that by Joe Walton. He cries so much in the book. Savonarola cries so much in Lent. It becomes a problem to she writes like a scene where they call him out. I'm like, you cry too much. It's ridiculous. I'm like, never in my years of reading Sav, I've seen him cry. I've seen him faint. He said he would faint, and I'm like, okay, faint, whatever. As a person who's fainted a lot, actually, unfortunately, my medical conditions have me eating ground. That's not how you fucking faint. Ulum fainted like this. No, knees first. You go knees first. And then you go hands first. And then, so knees, hands, and then you're out. Or you go sideways. Throw up even. Like, tilt your head. Like, don't go just trust fall faint. Like, bro is trust fall fainting. I'm like, clearly, this man has never fainted in his life. This is ridiculous. I'm like, please, put some back into it, my guy. Faint. Not like that. Faint, faint like, put some, please, come on. Someone with POTS or epilepsy needed to be there. And I'm like, you cannot be fainting like that. That's ridiculous. And then it was kind of like, they kind of crowded him, so the actors crowded him when he was doing this fake fainting scene. And they're like, ugh. And then he gets all up in arms, and then he collapses. And I'm like, that's the most lamest thing ever. No, that's not how you faint. You kind of feel weird, and then you kind of go out. I'm like, that's not how you faint. You don't faint over that. He pulled a Felix Mendelssohn, who would get so angry he would faint. And that's why I don't like Felix, because that man, it's okay if you have POTS or epilepsy or another thing, and you faint. It's just Felix Mendelssohn is one of those skrunks that I study, and I'm like, come on, please, be stronger than that. You cannot be representing the composer community with this. Please. We already have Chopin. We need someone a little stronger, please. My guy. Like, please. And I'm disabled, so I feel like I don't want to look ableist, so I'm also disabled. So I can't, like, completely. So I'm like, bro, is Ulum be fainting weirdly? I'm like, why do you faint like a trust fall? Knees first, my guy. Knees first. One of my greatest fears, and it's a dumb parasocial fear, is like one of my favorite celebrities will find my account, and they'll be just joined. The first word I hear is skrunks. Okay, so skrunks is short for skrunkly, and that's what I call people. Like, a skrunk, And there's levels to being a skunk. And I'm like, Felix Mendelssohn is a skunk, please. I was ranting about my favorite actor and how he faints, and it was like, no, it doesn't make it better. No, it doesn't. How he faints, and it was ridiculous because I fainted before, and a couple of times I fainted, and how my favorite actor Alexander Loom fainted in one of the scenes of a telenovela was ridiculous because he felt like a trust fall. I'm like, that's not how you faint. You go knee first, brother. You go knees first. Twist your neck. Knee first, hand first, and then you're out. What is this trust fall nonsense? And so I was comparing it to like people I've studied, like Felix Mendelssohn is a skyrunk, and he's fainted. He like the composer would get so angry he would faint, and I'm like, come on, dude, we cannot be doing this. We already have Frederick Chopin. We have to be a little more stronger. Like, please. We cannot be doing this. I was playing. On the wall, on the wall. Alright, let me play the Jubileers. I love the Jubileers. There's a handwriting on the wall. On the wall. Do you have any questions? What I'm painting? Also, I sing for human rights, essentially. On the wall, there's a handwriting on the wall. On the wall. I can't sing them. Oh my god, they're just so fast. Their Jubileers are for the first rappers, essentially. I'm so cocky. I think I can like sing to the Jubileers. Oh my goodness. There's a handwriting on the wall. What am I going to do? Back to opera. I love the Jubileers. It's just, I got bored. Yeah, and I can't sing to them. Does anyone want me to sing opera? Oh my lord. I'm going to hear myself sing opera because I'm going to, when this stream plays, I will hear what I actually sound like. Right, thanks. And then I'll determine if I actually want to do this because I'm not trained. I just sing and listen to so much opera. For years I've been doing this, so it's like, you think I would have something, but oh my god. And I'm getting tired. I need to go make lunch. Eventually this stream will end soon. But yeah, classical. Where is it? On the wall, handwriting on the wall. Where is it? Where's my playlist? Where's my classical music playlist? Koning era klassische music song. What song? Zag is a hard song. Where is the song? Oh my god. Alright. I'm gonna die. Alright. Gute Nacht. Gute Nacht. Good night. In German. I can't sing opera, I'm sorry. If it's bad, just tell me to stop. I will. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't sing opera. Why am I trying? My voice is not equipped to. His name's Era. I'm using a model from Yaza, named Yosef. I'm sorry, I failed. I was singing opera earlier, and I don't know if my voice is tired. I just can't do this, and I'm so upset. I am trying because it's fun, but I'm also like, oh my god, I don't want to humiliate myself, dude. I don't want to like hurt your ears. I'm like, I'm very humbled to realize that I might not sound good. We can try again. We can try again. Oh, no. I be bragging. You know, let me just read something in German. Because I be bragging I speak good German. Let me just hold on. Der Alt Barbarossa is a fun song to read. Koning und Theo. There's also Der Alt Barbarossa. We're all going to sit down and hear me read German. Prepare yourselves. My worst fear is I've been told that I sound like a Nazi when I read German. And I hate that so much. I hate when people say that. And I'm like, clearly they're not accustomed with the language. And I'm like, how could you say that? I'm a Jew. It's so mean. Like, how could you say that I sound like a Nazi when I speak German? It's so upsetting. Oh my god. Imagine if I said that to an actual German. Like, it's insane. Let me find the lyrics. Alright, here we go. Der Alt Barbarossa, der Kaiser Friedrich, im unsterschen Schloss halt wunderbar sich. Ein niemals gespüren, liebt darin nach jetzt. Hat ein Sohn vergonnen und schlafe sie sechs. Hat ein Himmel genommen, das Reiche herrlich und wer wohnen kommen, wird ihre Summen sehr sieht. Der Stuhl elfbeeren, darauf der Kaiser sieht, der Tisch ist neun Sternen, wofern sind haft Sutz. Seine Bach ist zehnfach flossen, ist wann verglut, ist durch eine Nische gefunden, wovon seine Kinder auch sehr. Ähnlich allweinen ein Traum, sind halb Sieg, und jeden nach lieben Raum, in einen Nachenweg. Ihr spricht ein so Namen, ihr China wär's bloß wohl Sieg, und sei ober nach die Raben, hält even den Berg, und jene Diener achten Raben, nach Fliehen ein da so muss ich achten nach das Leben wird aber der hier. What do you think? What do you think of me trying to speak German? Opinions? Opinions? I need an actual German to confirm that's good. I'm gonna try to read Koning und Theo. Please tell me if my German's okay. Oh my lord. Alright, there's Koning und Theo. His feinen Koning und Theo, der treue Biest in das Grab, dem Sterben seiner Bulle, ein golden Becher gab. Es ginge ich nicht dabei, ihr Lehr ihnen jeden Schmaus, die Augen jeden einmal über, so offen tranke Doris, und als kommen so Sternen Salb, steinen Salb im Reich, kann alles ihnen üben, der Becher nicht so lach. Es haben Bienen können mal die Ritter in ihr auf hohem Wassersaal, dort offen dem Schloss am Meer. Dort sterbe der Altsäcke, dein letzten lieben Glut, und wirft den heiligen Becher hinunter in die Flut. Sah eine Storen trinken und sinken tief ins Meer, die Eigentassen einsinken, tragt mir einen Tropfen mehr. Yeah, that's a weird talent of mine. It's okay, it's okay. I think it's just because Duolingo, like years ago I did Duolingo, and again, I listen to German music quite often. Oh my god, I'm going to die in this house. I'm good with Spanish. That's nice. My mom speaks Spanish, and she'll repeat something, and I'll repeat it back, and it's nice. I'm so tired. I ate some chocolate cake to give me caffeine, and I think I just sugar crashed instead, which is not good. I'm gonna die. I should have not tried sung. I'm like, now we all know the mystery of me trying to sing opera, and it ain't good. His hair is going amazing. Oh my lord. What was I going to say? Oh, I'm tired of people censoring themselves on YouTube. They're like, they'll smush their words together because they're like, oh, link in my bio. Or like, they'll like censor their words about like something scandalous. Absolutely hate that. Nice. And so, I don't like censoring myself. So I'm going to speak whatever. I'm like, I don't care. And really, censorship just comes from like advertisement. That's what YouTube doesn't want, and TikTok really just doesn't want their platform to look unacceptable to the people they like promoting to. And so since they're a huge company, I don't care. Whatever. I won't ever censor myself. I can say whatever I want. I do not care. And I remember talking about this and being really bold with my words on one stream, and it almost got, it got partially blocked, and I'm like, I don't care. No one's going to stop me. Like, I'm not saying anything bigoted. Oh, another thing that I worry about social media is overconsumption. Is, what did you just say? Censoring makes me think. Oh, of course. Yeah, 1948. Yeah, absolutely. Newspeak. No, I hate it so much. It like bothers me. I'm like, just say it. You're an adult person. You're letting a company control you. That's bullshit. It pisses me off more than it should, but it is. And you know what? Yeah. It's nonsense. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you slurring your words to bypass them? Are you trying to talk about snow boots? It bothers me. I'm like, fight against it. Literally, the best protest against these companies is to, like, if you can't boycott it, just go against it, you know? Because we all use social media, and honestly, I really don't like it. I have so many strong opinions. That's why I have to get on here. And when I make edits, it's really me trying. It's really trying me get an idea out there. Like, it's a sketch for a painting. That's what it feels like. But I'm like, don't let the big companies censor you. That's like pathetic. I'm like, what do they care about you? They absolutely don't, and you shouldn't care about them either. And even if it's making money, you should really think about your dignity as a person before anything else. So I don't care. I will say, because it's important, because I'm a human being. I'm not bounded by media. I'm a person outside the camera. I'm like, so are you. I'm like, oh my lord. That's another thing. The thing is, I haven't liked an actor, and I really loved Alan Rickman as a kid. I haven't liked an actor properly in a very long time, and so I feel really weird being a big fan of Ulu, because there's something in the back of my head that's telling me this is an actual person, and so I can't be truly, like, it would be whatever. Like, I have to be respectful, you know? And same with like Medallion Rahim and Azim Kareem and like Shada Emma N.R Patel. Like these are people. And like I always, because as I mentioned before, I write gore. I write about really graphic things. So, but they're the face claim, and I just more like imagine them, and so there's always that back of my head, it's eating me. I'm like, is this disrespectful to write these really graphic scenes with their faces mine? Because it's not even my fault, it's just what I edit, and so it just kind of. I write about gore, I write about war, in like. And it was not originally my original genre. I've been writing love poetry for years now. And maybe it's just my like intolerance of romance and physical affection, or just the genres that I changed in reading, because I used to read a lot of love poetry. And then I got into Machiavelli, and that opened, same with Dante, but it was Machiavelli who opened my eyes to um, politics and statescraft and war writing. And so I ended up kind of, our writing style is not the same. I don't sound like Machiavelli, but I've definitely been inspired to read more things about politics and war, and so completely change. I write about marriage in my Epic of Karash, but none of it's healthy. And there's barely any romance to the romance in the story. I just feel like romance gets in the way. Like if I like a person, I'll probably write about a very short love poem collection, but really, it's not my thing, and I don't like seeing it in media at all. Like even like when I like a girl, I don't feel like sexual, quote unquote. I feel only romantic attraction, and like that's why I can't. But I always worry that I'm not. I can't ever say I'm asexual or ever romantic. Um, but I do relate to parts of it. Like just the lack of feeling of romance and like not being really participating in that. But for me, it's media. Um, so, like, I just feel like I'm not really worthy of saying, because, of course, I still want to get, like, married and, like, have a relationship. To me, romance is quite often a hard thing now. And I think part of that is just because of the media I consume and write about it, and so I'm kind of desensitized. And I'm older, and my hormones kind of settled, because I remember I dated a lot when I was younger. But now, like, I think it's just I've been more balanced, and so again, that's why I can never really say I'm asexual or romantic, because that was really TMI. I'm sorry. I know I say about censorship, but like that was a little too much personal. But like, yeah. So I don't really write about romance anymore, and whenever I have to, it just like makes me uncomfortable, and I kind of start laughing at it. And I'm like, no, we're gonna write about war and people being torn apart. I'm like, no, that's mine. I like politics. Yeah, exactly. Labels can, but I always say I'm bisexual. But I'm becoming, I think, a little more bi-romantic. I know. My mom always like, don't tell anyone that you're like queer on the internet. I'm like, look at me. I'm a fruit bowl. Like I was the greatest example of me being so fruity. I was trying to shop with my mom, and two lesbians were passing by, and one of the lesbians just glanced at me and was like, "I know what you are." I'm like, "Dog, I am trying to shop for food." I'm like, I don't need that. I'm like, please, I'm trying to have a good day, okay? I don't need to remind me of that I look like a walking pride flag. That's cool and all, but I'm just like, I was just trying my right in my own business. Because I did not need to be reminded. Like, we are not in the situation where that is important. to think about, okay? We need to stay focused and buy some cereal. Like, we can talk about queerness in another moment. I have to do my chores, okay? I gotta get my groceries. It's not a thing that I want to think about it. I have priorities. We can have a conversation about being queer a little later. I gotta get my stuff done. Like, I would love to have a conversation, just not now. That was, I worried that sounded homophobic. I'm just like, I'm trying to do this. I think I'm the most respectful parasocial person there is. Oh my lord. Oh, I'd be crying at telenovelas now. That's a new thing. I cry over writers. I'd be over Machiavelli being tortured and whatever. And I'm like, now I'm doing that to telenovelas, and it feels so weird. I'm like, no way. I'm like, I don't like crying over TV. I think the last time I actually went was, I don't remember, actually. That's how long it's been. I haven't cried over, yeah, I'm really emotionless, I guess. Oh my lord. I'm just filled with rage and anger. I was talking to my brother because he doesn't listen to Judas Priest as much as anymore, but I'm like, you know, I was super obsessed, and I still am obsessed with Judas Priest, but it was really helpful when I was in my younger years, because I think Judas Priest is perfect for an angry teenager. Currently, my anger is being expressed through Metallica, and today it's, opera music. Like, I want to boycott Metallica. As much as I love it, if someone wants to cancel Metallica, I'd be so for it. Like, I'm like, of course, let's go. Yeah. Well, I don't care. I'm like, they're still billionaires. They don't need all the money that we give them. They're going, the money that Metallica has is more than I could comprehend. Like, if anyone wants to boycott them or cancel them, I'd be all for it. I'm like, I love their music. But since the reason why they're streaming, like, buying music is so popular, because it's not free, is because of them. Because they wanted money, and so they kind of just destroyed the free download music business, and so that's why we have so many, like, streaming platforms you have to pay for music. That's why I'm like, as much as I'm a fan, as much as they inspired my writing and my edits, if someone said, hey, let's cancel, I'd be so down for that. I'm like, okay, whatever, sure. I'm like, hey, I might be a big Metallica fan, but I still have morals, you know? I'd be so down with it. Yeah, I'm like, no. I might love their music, but I still have, like, humanity. And so my issue with Metallica fans is that they completely ignore, like, the issues with that. And also, Kirk was going to play a song one time for, maybe I'm just sounding too much like a Gen Z, about, like, it was called Delilah, about a woman being killed by her jealous lover. The venue stopped him because they didn't want, like, anything horrible being sung. Yeah, I know, and I'm a hypocrite because, like, my family, like, pays for, you know, YouTube Premium. It's helpful, but, like, I can't, like, you can never, like, I like shopping on Amazon. That's where I got, like, this was a birthday gift from my aunt. You know, and a lot of my stuff I have, you know. But I'm fully aware, and I do not like Jeff Bezos. He creeps me out. He's weird. And all the billionaires and trillionaires, I'm looking at you, Elon Musk, creep me out. They're crazy. Like, you get so much money, you lose touch of your soul. And I know I'm beating a dead horse, but it's true. And, like, I always want to be famous, but if I'm famous but not rich, I'd be fine with that. I'm like, hey, I love being able, if I was just comfortable and famous for the rest of my life, I think I would prefer that over being a billionaire. Like, what are you going to do? If I had that much money, I know I would donate it and try to be a good person. And I don't want to sound ingenuine, but it's like, you know, coming from a middle class family, you know, and entrepreneurs and being friends with people who are, you know, not as financially. My mom grew up poor, so yeah. I'm like, yeah, I feel with the basic decency. Good grief. I think watching what's happening, like Sudan, whew, I had to stop watching the stuff in Sudan. I'm so sorry. I could not stomach it for the life of me. I really did try to pay attention and watch the videos about Sudan on TikTok and what's happening, but it just got too much to the point where I had to stop. But I do still follow people in Gaza. But even that is getting really harsh, and I'm like, I still watch it because I still want to support these people. But it did give me an out, like, it really did open my eyes to how people suffer around the world, and I'm glad it did. And so if I ever come into money or have a job, I know I'll be donating to these people because what else is there to do, right? Like there's enough for the people who can't donate. Just trying to be good in your life is good enough, I think. Like just trying to give them the light of day is better than, you know, closing them off. And I feel horrible to say this because my model right now is a boy from Gaza named Yosef. And I try to help him, and this is my way of helping him because he helps children in hungry families and putting up tents for them, and he's struggling, and so yeah. I mean, I'm still a person. Even like when I was studying, as much as I do love writing violence, when I was studying Italian literature, that's why I don't recommend anyone studying the Italian Renaissance. I'm like, you're going to suffer. If you have a better stomach than I do, then go ahead. But like, it's not the gore and graphicness of like, say, Cesare Borgia and Glacio Sforza. It's just, ugh. It really ain't worth it. Like Dante, like please. If anyone wants to study this genre, I really recommend taking like mental health breaks because it will not be good. Like even Savonarola is. I think Savonarola is one of like the worst people to study because like genocide and massacre. Like no one talks about. The thing is, it's easier to talk about Savonarola as a dictator and like a tyrant because he didn't have the technology that if he was a modern like tyrant would. And also people make him more sympathetic because he's a classical writer and oh, I'm sorry, has my head been cut out this whole time? Anyways, he's a classical writer and a classical composer. And he was a teenage he was pretty emo. Emo sound. Anyways, I'm pretty much almost done. Oh, what happened here? I'm pretty much almost done with this thing. Alright, well that was my huge political TED talk. It's so close to be done. Oh my goodness. I gotta go make myself lunch. Alright, I'm so glad people came. No, it is not gay. Jesus. Alright, well, I'm tired. Adios amigos. I hope I didn't like and I'm sorry that I failed singing opera. But there's been so many thoughts swirling through my head. And so this finning's almost done. It's so close. Alright, goodbye everybody. Thanks for coming. Must away. I must away. Okay, bye.